Hi, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jomari.
We both grew up on the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, but our jobs have since taken us to New York City.
And although you can take the girl or boy out of Puerto Rico, you can't take Puerto Rico out of us.
Now we love New York City,
but it's not our great Isla del Encanto. And one of the things we miss the most is that great Puerto Rican food that only abuela can make. And we just can't get here.
And so we've decided to remedy that by setting out on a journey to rediscover our culinary roots.
From the basics like rice and beans to the season on Christmas pasteles, we want to share with you these great authentic Puerto Rican recipes and show you how easy it is for you to make them at home.
Our hope is that after a couple of episodes, even you will be able to impress abuela with your newfound skills.
But most importantly, we want to share with you our love and passion for Puerto Rican food. So come join us on this culinary journey. This is Jeff and Joe's Puerto Rican Kitchen. Today, we're making a very easy but also important recipe in Puerto Rican cuisine, white rice and beans.
Rice and beans are more than just a staple for Puerto Ricans. Indeed, I would be shocked if on average, Puerto Ricans didn't eat rice and beans at least once a day. And I've had plenty of people tell me that a meal's just not complete without it.
I totally share that feeling. Growing up, I ate so much rice. I would even have my pasta, spaghetti, marinara sauce with a side of white rice, or sometimes mixed all together, and I never thought it was weird until I left Puerto Rico.
And if you think that's weird, don't worry. Puerto Ricans have so many ways to eat their rice. Kid favorite? Rice and ketchup.
Yes.
Or my favorite from elementary school, rice and butter. Indeed, I had a friend in elementary school who had that very frequently for lunch. And I don't know how healthy it was, but he loved it. And now, while Puerto Ricans may not be picky about how they eat their rice, they're very picky about the rice itself. Exclusively, Puerto Ricans use medium grain rice. It's a variety of rice that's high in amylopectin, so when you cook it, it ends up with a chewy flavor. The downside is that if you mess up the water to rice ratio, you end up with a gooey mess.
Well, no gooey messes for us today. And although some Puerto Ricans may eat their white rice with ketchup or butter, which is a new one for me, most Puerto Ricans will eat their white rice with beans. Red bean or pink bean, flavored with sofrito, tomato sauce, olives, pumpkin, mixed all together, creating this perfect sauce to accompany their white rice.
And in addition to being oh so yummy, rice and beans are easy to make. And so now we're going to show you guys. So let's get cooking. Begin by washing the rice in cold water. You want to get off all of the loose starches, or else they'll make the rice gummy when you cook it. At first, the water will be cloudy as it washes away all of the starch. Don't worry, keep washing until the water runs clear. Once you've cleaned the rice, go ahead and shake it dry, then transfer it to a clean bowl. Add your olive oil, and then mix until you've thoroughly coated the rice with the olive oil. Then set aside and let's get the water boiling. You want to use a large, heavy pot with a tight lid for cooking the rice. We're using a 4-quart ceramic-coated steel pot, but use whatever you have on hand. One other thing to keep in mind is to make sure that the pot is big enough, because the rice will expand as it cooks. Go ahead and add the water and the salt, then turn it on and bring it to a boil. Once the water's boiling, add the rice to the pot. Keep your stove on high and set a timer for 6.5 minutes. Keep the rice on high for the entire time, and then afterwards, turn the temperature down to low. During the 6.5 minutes, move the rice every 30 to 45 seconds. Try and be gentle with the rice, as we don't want to break the rice grains, which will just release starch and make the rice gummy. At first, the water level will be about half an inch or so above the rice. As the rice cooks and absorbs the water, you'll see the water level begin to come down. Once the water level reaches the rice, give it one last stir, then put the lid on to trap the remaining water in the pot. No need to move the rice after this point, so just leave the lid in place for the rest of the cooking. Most likely, you'll have to put the lid on before the 6.5-minute timer goes off. That's perfectly fine. Just put the lid on and keep your stove on high until the time is up. Then, turn the stove down to low and set another timer for 20 minutes. These 20 minutes are the easy part. You don't need to do anything, just leave the lid on and wait until the 20 minutes are done. Once the 20-minute timer goes off, remove the lid and fluff the rice, moving it thoroughly but gently, trying not to break the grains more than necessary. Try the rice to confirm that it's cooked. It should be chewy with a consistent texture throughout. If your rice is still al dente, put the lid back on and leave it on low for another 5 minutes. If that still doesn't do it, add a little water and keep cooking it until it's done. Once finished, remove from the heat while you cook the beans. If you feel the rice is wetter than you'd like, just leave the top off during this period, letting it dry out. And there you go, you're done with the rice, the first step on your journey to Puerto Rican yumminess.
Now we're ready to move on to the beans. Our recipe starts with cooked beans, whether you decided to use dry beans and cook them yourself or beans from a can. If you decided to use canned beans, we recommend you rinse the beans before you use them. Turn the stove on medium. Once the pot is hot, add the oil. Then add the sofrito. We don't have time in this video to go into detail about sofrito, but it's a basic ingredient underlying so much of Puerto Rican cuisine and consists of cilantro, onions, garlic, and peppers. It's super easy to make, and we'll prepare a separate video with a link below showing you how to make this. Saute the sofrito for 1 to 2 minutes until most of the water has evaporated. Add the squash and saute for another 2 minutes. The squash will add a lot of that thick consistency that is so important in Puerto Rican beans. Once the squash is cooked, add the tomato sauce. Then add the olives and the sazón and mix it all together. Put the lid on and cook for 5 minutes, stirring as necessary to prevent anything from burning during that time. The flavors will combine to make the perfect base for our beans. After the sauce has reduced, remove the lid. Then add the beans, bay leaves, and mix it all together, incorporating all the flavors. Then add the water and mix it one more time, making sure that no beans are stuck to the bottom of the pot. Now we're ready to let the flavor and thick consistency of the beans develop. Put the lid on and turn the temperature up to medium-high and let it cook for 15 minutes. After the time is up, open the lid and move the beans. And cook for 5 to 15 minutes without the lid on, depending on how thick you would like the sauce, moving the beans every couple of minutes. Once the sauce has reached your desired consistency, add salt to taste. Be careful not to add salt before you're done reducing the liquid, otherwise you run the risk of over-salting the beans. Once you're happy with how the beans taste, you're ready to put it all together. Some Puerto Ricans like their beans on top of the rice, while others like it on the side. I've always liked my beans on top of the rice, so that's what we're doing here.
So there you have it, let's dig in.
I'm ready. One more for me.
Yeah? What's the verdict?
This is great. The rice is perfectly cooked, the grains are separated, the beans are flavorful, but not salty, and just creates the perfect, everybody's just the perfect combination. You can, add as much rice and as much beans to each bite and just kind of create your own flavor combination.
I think that's right, and it might be hard for everybody out in the audience to appreciate how truly life-changing a good bowl of rice and beans is, but you guys should really try it. It's amazing. The squash and well, you guys try it. Better that way.
And there you have it. This is our first YouTube video, and whether you're watching this shortly after its release or years after we've become the next big YouTube, channel sensation, we hope you enjoy it. But most importantly, please subscribe. Give us some comments below. Let us know how you like it. Let us know how your, trying our recipe goes, and we hope you enjoy it.
And equally important, we want you guys to try along at home, right? I think that one of our goals is to get the word out about how awesome Puerto Rican food is, and you can help with that. Try the recipe if you like it, which I'm pretty sure you will. Share it with your family, share it with your friends, tell them how great it is, and just get the word out. Come back and tell us how it went as well. We'd love to see your comments below.
Yeah, let us know what you want to try next too. If there's any Puerto Rican recipe you guys want us to give it a try, we'll be happy to do that. And that's it. We'll see you next week for the next episode of Jeff and Joe's Puerto Rican Kitchen.
Until then.